if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Drop some comments below congratulating us on our 50th episode.
We're going to be at the Broncos 49ers preseason game, interviewing fans and tailgating. So catch us there. Let us know in the comments if you're going to be there. We're looking forward to it. We're hyped. Not as hyped as the New York Giants are right now as an organization. We're just dig right into it because Saquon Barkley signed a deal. Saquon Barkley signed. Not a great deal for him. Not a great deal for running backs everywhere. But what do you think about that deal? And what was the deal? Just say it real quick.
So it was a 1-year deal worth up to $11 million, $2 million signing bonus. So basically it is an extra up to $900K, which I know I seen someone was like, what the hell, only $900K? And they're like, oh, $1 million is a small amount to you. Well, when it is talking about like this money, Cole Kmet just got what, $40 million, $50 million. So,
yeah, and he has to hit what, 1,300 rushing yards?
Yeah,
it's like so 65 catches,
hit, like pretty big milestones to do.
And they have to make playoffs.
Yeah. So do I think it's a good deal? No. And this is kind of a slap in the face to the rest of his running backs because they actually just held a call on Saturday, a Zoom meeting, not a call, a Zoom meeting. And it was Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, basically all the top running backs got on this meeting and were like, how do we make more money? And Saquon looked at it and was like, you know what, I'll just take the 1 year. Fuck it. Let's
what else could he do? He hopped on the Zoom call. They talked and basically said, we're fucked. Like, there's nothing we can do. So we just got to sign these deals and play. And the fucked up thing is he can show out, have that great season, put up 2,000 rushing yards, have 100 catches, and they miss playoffs. He don't make an extra mil.
Yeah. Well, even then, they can franchise him again next year.
Yeah.
Like, the franchise tag is still on the table. Like, that's what I don't get about it. You should have just took the franchise tag because then at least next year, if that rolls around, you get more money. But no, they can still franchise tag you next year. And so, like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but hey, it is what it is. Like, I get, like, I see Nick Chubb came out of the Zoom meeting and he was like, hey, you know what? It is pretty bleak for us at running back because we're the only position where our production actually hurts us. We could run for 2,000 yards and the next year they're going to be like, oh, well, he's wore down. Like, it just counts against them. So I do feel for them, but at the same time, you can't bitch about it and then go and sign this deal. Like, you talked a big game. You were basically, he did go on podcast and was like, I could say, fuck the Giants. I could say, fuck my teammates. I wouldn't do that, but I could. And I think that would be the only way if there was a full on running back holdout. If all these running backs were like to hold
even
out,
just Saquon, like, you're telling me Daniel Jones and the backup running backs and like that team is going to win the first 4 games without Saquon Barkley? Like, the amount of power he had to just sit out 2 games and be like, hey, let's see how you look without one of the best running backs in the league. Like, you gonna roll the dice? You sure about that?
You sure about that? But even then, if he would have gotten all of those guys on that call, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry,
McCaffrey,
Nick Chubb, McCaffrey, if they all would have been like, hey, you know what? This is for the betterment of us. Like, look at what, the writers and the actors are doing right now. Everybody is taking a stance and they're trying to make a change for everybody. Hey, it sucks right now. We can't promote Tom Cruise couldn't go out and promote Dead Reckoning Part 1, but Bob Odenkirk even said, hey, if you lose, then we lose. And that's not good for anybody.
Is Saquon Barkley a scab?
He's a scab.
Cross the picket line and sign with the team?
No, but honestly, like,
that was a joke. Saquon, don't hurt me.
The NFLPA, like, fuck them. They went after dumb shit when they should be fighting for, like, let's abolish the franchise tag. Let's make sure that, like, running backs have, more job security. Just different things like that. Like, that's what the NFLPA should have been doing. But instead, they were like, oh, we want to practice less. Okay, cool. You still don't even get paid that much for making the Super Bowl, bro. Like, it's so dumb.
You're already, as an NFL player, so controlled by the team that drafts you because you don't get to choose where you go as a 21, 22-year-old entering the league. You have to go to the team that drafts you. And then you go through 4 years of that, you get franchise tag, again, and then that's yesterday's news. Unless you're like a veteran quarterback,
Yeah.
you're just thrown out the league.
And I don't think it should be as wild as the NBA, where it's a player-driven league, but I do think that they should have a little bit more autonomy to, hey, like, you know what? I think this is going to be the best position for me. I think, you know what? Instead of going to the Washington Commanders, I want to go to the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's like, okay.
Is there a fix though for this like running back? Like, even if they fix this, change the salary cap, change the franchise tag, is it still going to be the same where running backs are just not getting paid because they're getting ran through and then
yeah,
and then getting tossed as where they're just getting ran a lot? Shout out to what's Northwestern. Oh man, cut. But it's gonna be the same thing where running backs are just wasting their early career running so much, and then they're still not gonna be getting paid, even though there's like the cap is fixed in their way, the franchise tag is fixed their way. Like, what's the actual solution? Because the position is just getting so devalued that like even if we change things, they're still not gonna get paid.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that like again, like I was listening to a Rosillo talk about this, and he was like, "No one's crying about fullbacks. There's literally like 9 fullbacks in that whole NFL, like, but nobody's crying about them. Like, and where do you stop? Like, also, like, there's a ton of receivers right now. Like, are we gonna start crying about receivers after a little bit? So it's just one of those things. Like, what do you value? Like, and the league right now values the passing game. They want more offense. They want to score the ball. And the NFL is obviously pushing all the rules towards that because that's what fans want. And so maybe it's all cyclical. Maybe at the end of the day, the Navy offense where they're just going to do triple options is going to come back at some point because obviously when everybody zigs, someone's going to zag. So maybe it is going to be that, like how everybody wanted the young hotshot coach that is an offensive play caller. Maybe again, we're going to have more defensive minded guys. Like I think there are going to be ebbs and flows to this, but as of right now, the ebb is, hey, we don't care about running backs. Look at Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is a free agent right now, and he's not getting paid.
Tricky situation with him though, because
yeah, I know.
Lawsuit, allegations, a lot of stuff. Because before I thought Miami was going to pick him up, but now they got
their own shit.
They got their own shit with Tyreek Hill. So I don't know. I don't know if this running back things are really going to get fixed. If they're just going to keep signing and keep getting used up until they're 27, 28, and then they're out the door. So,
but even then, like they're still going to be in the league. Like we see it. Like there are still guys that have really long careers, and that like the top of the top does flesh out no matter what.
But the middle class.
But that's anything. Like anything, you're going to have that happen. So
I don't know. Let us know in the comments, guys. Can they fix the running back position? Are they just doomed to not make money? How much you paying Saquon? How much you paying him? Let us know.